Dudes and dudettes, how are you guys? What's up? This is Chazzy, and today we're going to be talking about one of the most celebrated cultural icons of the 1950s who left so young at the very young age of 24, James Dean. Okay, a very handsome and devilish actor known for his role in Rebel Without a Cause in 1955, unfortunately the same year that he also died. Now, what I want to talk about today is something that has always bugged me for many years. You know, I actually have studied this a lot over the years, and it's always intrigued me, and I seem to always find out something new about it every time that I go into it again. So the death of James Dean is something that was very tragic, and even though he was an expert driver, he was actually competing in several auto racing events at the time, he died in a car accident, in a crash that experts deduced that even though he was a very good driver, for some reason he did nothing at all to avoid the crash, you know? Like I don't know, it seemed like the evidence pointed to him almost intentionally crashing and killing himself, pretty much, you know? And it happened in the at the junction of California State Route 46, which was formerly 466, and California State Route 41, you know? And what I want to talk about today specifically is something that is very interesting for a number of reasons that you guys are going to see why, okay? In case you don't know, there actually is this thing going around. It's kind of like a taboo of sorts, or a myth, you know, an urban legend, that James Dean's car was actually cursed, you know? And when I say cursed, I do mean actually cursed. I'm talking Hope Diamond's levels of curse, you know? Because this thing killed people. It killed a lot of people. And I really don't even know how to explain it, you know? But let's start off at the beginning, okay? So unfortunately, James Dean died in 1955, and he was taken to the hospital, and he was pronounced dead on arrival at 6:20 p.m., okay? And somebody who was with him apparently walked away with a broken nose. There are a few photos here that I honestly think are a little too graphic, so I won't even show them. But what is with this stupid fly, man? This damn fly landing on my damn leg. But yeah, since they're in black and white, I don't think it's going to be too bad. So this is the, whoops, sorry. This is the wreck of James Dean's car after it happened. I don't know if you guys can see. You guys see it? Yeah, that's kind of how it looked, you know, because it's in black and white. I don't think it's gonna be too bad, but that is brutal. That is brutal, man. That is really crazy. You know, imagine like being there and actually still being alive even after you survived that. But anyway, so let's get on to the actual curse itself, right? So after the car was salvaged, there were a series of things that started to happen that were a little hard to explain. Like, for example, this guy called George Barris, he actually purchased the wrecked Porsche for $2,500. You know, I don't know why he would purchase that, but then again, because it belonged to a celebrity, you know, maybe it has value, or he just wanted to collect it or something, you know. But what he probably wanted to do was sell tickets so people could come see the car, because it belonged to a famous guy, even though he died. So he took the car back to his shop, right, to repair it. And there in the shop, it slipped off of a trailer and broke the leg of a mechanic. Suspicious, huh? Well, probably just a coincidence, actually. You know, I mean, it was there ready to be repaired, and it just slipped right off, and it hurt someone. And that was actually pretty okay. That was actually the first time that something happened, and it seemed to be okay. It was a freak accident, okay? It's just a coincidence that this guy's, the famous guy who died, his car broke some guy's leg. Okay, that's pretty cool. But then Barris did what? He took the engine and also the drivetrain, and he took it to this guy called Troy McCarry and this other dude called William Ashford. I don't know why I'm saying their names. They're just completely unrelative. I'm just reading what's in front of me here. And those two, oh, now I see why it's relative. Okay, so these two guys, Troy and William, they used parts from James Dean's car to build cars of their own. So they salvaged some parts to make their own cars, and they were racing against each other using those parts of the car, right? And then Henry lost control and slammed into a tree, which killed him instantly. Suspicious? Well, not yet, but it's starting to get a little bit. It's starting to delve into suspicious territory, you know. It's getting a little strange. But about the other guy, you know, William, he was driving his car, and then the wheels suddenly locked up for no apparent reason, and I guess they blew out, and it sent the car rolling into an overturn, and he was very seriously injured. Not enough to kill him apparently, but they were very serious, so I can imagine it was very painful. So the two guys who salvaged parts and put them in their own cars, one of them died and the other was severely injured. Okay, so it seems to be getting a little weird, right? It seems to be getting a little strange, a few suspicious things happening. And it gets worse. It doesn't stop there. So 2 tires from the little bastard, which is what the car was nicknamed, it was still in Barris's garage. They were completely untouched since the accident and the car got there to be salvaged. So Barris sold the tires to another guy and they exploded simultaneously while in use in the other car, and it caused the driver to run off the road. Starting to get a little strange here. I'm starting to see some stranger things here. You know, I think that it's starting to go into I don't know, maybe bad luck territory, something like that. But anyway, it seems like there's something else here. It seems like there's a piece that appeared in a newspaper called Jello Pink, and it says here, I'm gonna read it for you guys. Due to all the incidents involving Little Bastard, Barris decided to hide the car but was convinced by the California Highway Patrol to lend the cursed thief to a highway safety exhibition. The first exhibit was unsuccessful as the garage, the house, the car caught fire and burned to the ground. Mysteriously, the car vanished, virtually no damage from the fire. Sorry, it received no damage from the fire. And the next exhibition at the local high school ended abruptly when the car fell off its plane, broke a nearby student's hip. Wow. Wow. Okay then, so I guess another student that was just looking at the car on display, it fell and it broke the student's hip. That's already a little weird. That is a little painful, a little suspicious, but it gets even a little worse because later, this guy called George Barquis, he was hauling the wreckage of the Spider, the model of the car, on a flatbed truck, and he was killed instantly when the Porsche fell on him. Okay, so the car fell on the guy and he died immediately. You know, he was apparently, let's see here, he was killed instantly when the Porsche fell on him after he was thrown. Okay, so he was thrown from his truck after suffering an accident, and the Porsche, the car, fell on him and crushed him to death. Oh my God. So anyway, mishap after mishap after mishap after mishap continued until 1960 when the twisted debris was on loan to a safety exhibit in Miami. I guess they were going to display to see what can happen if you don't drive safely. So following the exhibit, the wreckage and the truck that was hauling it mysteriously vanished on the way back to Los Angeles, and it has not been seen since. So after all of this that happened, after all of these unexplained deaths surrounding the car that apparently the car caused, it was put into a truck and it was never seen again. It pretty much just vanished into thin air along with the truck that was transporting it. James Dean, what the hell kind of voodoo witch doctor were you dating before you died, man? Okay, so there are a few lessons to be taken from this, you know. Now, is this car really cursed? Is there really some kind of taboo curse? I have no idea, but I'm gonna show you guys here a picture of James Dean in a coffin. Obviously, this is not his dead body, but I don't know. There's just a random photo of James Dean here laying down in a coffin. I guess it was an eerie foreshadowing. It's just in the article that I was reading. But anyway, so guys, I think that this is very interesting. I think it was a really good topic to record a video about because it's something that intrigues me quite a lot because I have no idea how to explain this myself, you know, but I'm trying to make sense of it for a YouTube video, you know. But do I believe in curses? Well, it depends, you know. I'm a religious person. I do have a religious background, and even though I don't really practice it today, I still do have some of my concepts that I inject into my everyday life, and I don't really believe in curses too much. But then again, it depends on what you're talking about. Like if there's enough evidence, for example, a sports curse, you know, like if there's enough evidence to support something like a player touching a trophy and then his team loses the tournament, you know, if that happens enough times and there's enough evidence to support it, I might actually become a believer. But regarding James Dean's car, I mean, it's very hard to chalk it up to just coincidence because, I mean, it can't really be. You know, I mean, there's just way too many unrelated deaths that are connected to the car. The car was involved to some degree, so I mean, I don't think it's a coincidence. I think there actually could be a curse behind it. How exactly the curse happened, I don't know, because I mean, what if it started with James Dean himself? What if the car drove him to just get into that accident, and then after then the car just brought mishap to anyone who tried to mess with it, you know? And after it finally disappeared, I mean, the same thing happened, you know, it just went away. Maybe it's for the best, you know, wherever the hell that thing vanished to, this might be for the best, so let's just leave it, please don't look for it, you know? It's a very similar story to the Hope Diamond that today I believe is in the Smithsonian Museum, but that is a video for another day. I am going to talk about that too because it's interesting to me. But I think that James Dean, the whole thing was suspicious from the start because this guy was a really good driver. He participated in many different races and he didn't do anything to avoid the crash. You know, so it's kind of like Paul Walker, who died in 2013, I believe. You know, same thing. A very good driver, did a lot of movies like the Fast and Furious franchise that involved cars. So obviously he was a very good driver and he died in a car accident. So it's very ironic, but at the same time kind of suspicious, you know. But yeah, there's a legacy here, you know. I think that the car became more famous than James Dean after he died, you know, so it's crazy. Oh, that damn little bastard. But anyway, guys, I really hope you guys found this topic interesting. If you had never heard about James Dean's car, you're finding out about it now in this video. Go and research it for yourself. It's really, really cool. I think you guys are gonna have a lot of fun getting into this, you know. I mean, how much more fun can it get? Researching the curse of a car of a guy who died and killed other people. Yeah, that's definitely the right word, Chazzy. It's a lot of fun, no doubt about that. But anyway, I think that's all I can say about it. You know, usually my videos are a little bit short. I just want to give you guys a little informative background on this thing that I think is really cool, you know, despite being such a heavy topic. And yeah, as you guys saw, the title was not clickbait. This guy's car probably really was cursed. But that's it, guys. I hope you guys are curious enough to research this for yourself, you know, and long live our rebel without a cause. This is Chazzy signing out for now, and as always, I will see you guys in the next video.